when he created Prophet Adam, that we all believe him. What was the first instructions he said? فَإِذَا سَوَّيْتُ وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي فَقَعُوا لَهُ سَاجِدِينَ. He said, when we fashioned Prophet Adam and blew into him our soul, very important, then what must we do? فَقَعُوا لَهُ سَاجِدِينَ, submit unto him in respect. Every human being then walks with the soul that me and you must respect, because the instructions came from the Almighty. And I think that is an important aspect of it from an Islamic perspective, that we are commanded to respect each and everyone, irrespective who you are and irrespective where you find yourself. And once we implement that, show that respect. In fact, Islam tells us even how to address one another with respect. When the Almighty states in His glorious Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullah wa qulu qawlan sadida. Oh, you people who believe, be Allah conscious, be God conscious. And very important, when you communicate with a kind word and a respectful manner. He did not speak here, first of all, to be Allah conscious, to be God conscious. You must make salah, you must pray, you must do this and do that. But he speaks about addressing one another with respect. And that is also, I think, once we have that, respect each soul, respect one another by communicating with respect, then I firmly believe that indeed, whatever the challenges is, we will be able to overcome it, because we respect and we care. And that brings me that we are living in challenges today. Challenges caused by men, where only a few so-called rich are dictating to the whole humanity about the way of life, where we as religious leaders must oppose it. And I tell you the success of it. When we stand together, the impossible can become possible in the eyes of society. Coming from South Africa, you all know the apartheid regime. Brutal. In fact, there was a time that they made us to believe the apartheid regime is so powerful, it can conquer the whole of Africa from Cape Town to Egypt within 2 weeks. They made us believe that. But then what came along? We spoke about, I heard the name of our Honorable Archbishop Desmond Tutu. A giant of a man that was in the front line of the apartheid with various other religious leaders. And we have a famous Imam Abdullah Harun, that died in jail because he stood against apartheid and next to Mr. Tutu. And so various other religious leaders. And because we stood together, and we have proven the apartheid regime, we can bring you down with the support of a lot of other people, of course. But the religious leaders stood together, and they made the impossible possible from a apartheid point of view. So yes, with all the challenges Africa faces, we can and we must overcome it. Because for too long, Africa has been treated as the orphan of the world. For too long. Amen. And we have to stand together. And we must stand together. Because we owe it to our younger generation. It's their rights. And it's our duty. And we're not doing them a favor when we stand together. Always understand we do our duty from that particular angle. And you know, we all know Prophet Moses, when the Almighty sent him to Pharaoh, the dictator of that time, what was his request? His request to the Almighty was, Akhi Harun huwa afsahu minni lisan. My brother Harun, he's much more eloquent than what I am. Send him with me. prophet with all the signs that was given to him to prove his prophethood. Yet he requested from the Almighty, give me assistance. Let my brother help me. He wasn't arrogant. He submitted to his weakness. And therefore, he became victorious. Now that is a lesson that I firmly believe that every one of us can learn from, because all of us religious people believe in Prophet Moses. And that is a historical fact that no one can deny. So from that, we have to cooperate, and the Quran instructed us to cooperate to be successful. Ta'awanu ala al-birri wa taqwa. Cooperate with one another in obedience and Allah and God consciousness. Not about what I want, but what is divine. And from that particular angle, we are promised success, believe you me. And once we do that, our next generation can only be proud of us and say that our forefathers has done something that we can be proud of. In conclusion, I want to thank also the organizers for this wonderful, and I think Africa needs more like this. Yes. In such a way, and I must also, on the lighter note, coming from a background of apartheid, where we were in the struggle, we must compliment Mr. Donald Trump for uniting us. Now we came to realize that we have to work together. So maybe he's a godsend, who knows? He forced us as Africans now to unite. He forced us to sit down. And by the way, we in South Africa, we had the iron stick. He hit us with the iron stick, like you all know, simply because of whatever history of the ICJ. And know what's so amazing? Therefore I say we as Africans must unite. He offered the white people to come as refugees to his country. Take note of that. You all know that. Not that we are condemning America to stay our brothers and sisters, but I'm speaking from what is being uttered. So we thank him for uniting us. And I think united we stand and divided we fall. I thank you.
Thank you, Sheikh Naja. The highlight is that every human being has a soul, and it must be respected. It doesn't matter the religion or religionless, every human being has a soul. The challenges we are facing in Africa are man-made. So that means we can reverse them. We are not powerless because we have shaped these challenges. We can turn them around. Standing together in the face of all these challenges is a key issue. And he says we cannot allow Africa to continue to be treated as the orphan of the world. You know, in Africa there was no orphan. Do you know that? I agree with you. Once they call you orphan, it means you are going to be marginalized. Because you are always a son or daughter of someone. Then we are accountable to the next generation. And that is the essence of sustainable development. Thank you, Sheikh Naja.